The line between fitness trackers and smartwatches has become increasingly blurred of late, with most smartwatches straying into tracker territory and even the cheapest trackers providing notifications from a paired phone. That means that you can call pretty much any tracker a smartwatch, but we prefer to be a little more discerning when selecting our smart devices. Basically, we have some conditions that determine whether a wearable can truly be considered smart. Announced late last year, the Garmin VivoActive 4 is one of the company's newest smartwatches to hit the market. It's got some significant improvements when compared to its predecessor, like new on-screen workouts, 2 size options, and music storage is now standard. Admittedly, these are some significant upgrades, but they come at a cost. If you can get past the hefty price tag, it's a phenomenal fitness smartwatch that will track your every move. Previously, the VivoActive was only available in one size. With this release, you can choose between 45mm or a smaller 40mm, which is known as the VivoActive 4S but has all of the same features as its big brother. You also had to pay more for a music edition with the latest smartwatch, but music storage comes standard on the VivoActive 4. On the fitness side of things, you've got your usual heart rate monitoring with activity and sleep tracking. New features include respiration and hydration tracking, a pulse ox sensor, body battery energy monitoring, and 20+ preloaded sports apps. If you're not familiar, the pulse ox sensor is designed to monitor blood oxygen saturation levels. The body battery lets you check your energy levels throughout the day by collecting essential metrics, so you can schedule your workouts and rest time accordingly. The built-in GPS allows you to map outdoor runs without having to bring your phone, and the watch is waterproof up to 50 amp. When you combine all of that with an NFC chip for Garmin Pay, the 8-day battery life in smartwatch mode, and a lovely stainless steel design, and it's easy to see why this is our top pick. It may be expensive, and you only get 2 color choices with the larger watch, but it's got a lot to offer for those who are dedicated to tracking their health and fitness. Sleeker and more streamlined, albeit larger than the original, the Fit 2 has a 1.5-inch curved Super AMOLED touchscreen that rests flush against the body of the tracker, flowing smoothly into the rubber wristband. Small back and apps buttons sit on the right. It comes in black, blue, or pink versions, with 2 wristband sizes for each, small, for wrists 4.9 to 6.7 inches around, and large, for wrists 6.1 to 8.3 inches. The wristband has a small peg on one end, and a series of holes running up to a wide loop on the other end. The pegged end runs through the loop to pull the wristband securely around your wrist, and the peg presses into the appropriate hole. This holds the band comfortably in place, but it isn't quite as secure as a conventional buckle. An optical heart rate monitor is underneath the display, pressing against your wrist as you wear the Gear Fit 2. The underside of the tracker also has 2 contact points for the included proprietary charging cradle, a small stand that holds the Fit 2 horizontally when charging. The cradle is necessary for charging. The tracker doesn't have any ports for a wired connection. Like any good fitness tracker, the Fit 2 is fairly rugged. It's rated IP68, which means it can handle being submerged in 5 feet of water for up to 30 minutes. At a glance, the Fitbit Blaze looks similar to the Apple Watch, with a rectangular, Gorilla Glass covered, 240 by 180 pixel color touchscreen. But the similarities end there. The Blaze's screen is smaller, at 1.25 inches, while the Apple Watch Series 2 measures 1.34 or 1.53 inches diagonally depending on the size you choose. The Blaze's display is also dwarfed by a chunky black bezel, and flanked by 2 large gaps between the screen and the octagonal frame. The Blaze features a modular design in which the tracker portion easily pops into and out of a frame attached to the band. The main reason for this design is so that you can quickly switch from a workout-friendly, sweat-resistant elastomer strap to a more stylish leather or stainless steel link band. The frame measures 1 by 1.58 by 0.5 inches and weighs a light 1.44 ounces. There are 3 buttons on the frame, 1 on the left side and 2 on the right side. It makes for an interesting look that we haven't quite grown to love. We much prefer the sleek, gapless design of the Apple Watch, or even the bracelet-like form factor of the Fitbit Alta HR. Out of the box, the Blaze comes with a black, blue, or purple elastomer strap, while the premium bands sell separately as accessories. Swapping bands is simple, thanks to easy spring release buttons. But the bands themselves aren't terribly impressive. The elastomer band is less comfortable than the Fitbit Charge HR's strap due to a rougher texture that can tug on arm hair. The leather band is softer to the touch, but feels a bit rigid on the wrist. That one should probably break in over time. After wearing the band for a little while, it's easy to forget that it's even on. The Blaze is rated 1 ATM for water resistance, which means it's safe from rain, splashes, and sweat, but you can't wear it in the pool or shower. You also won't want to wear the leather band while working out. As a keen runner, I've never been impressed by the sports tracking available on Wear OS watches, so I'll start by saying Suunto is the best of these I've come across so far. However, as someone who has used Suunto's sports watches in the past, I was still left disappointed by the limited features available on the 7, especially as it seems like Suunto has stripped away basic features that are available on its other watches. Open up the Suunto Sports app on the watch and you have a section of running modes to pick between: running basic, running race and running interval, with each showing different stats. You might think just one mode for running would do, as long as you can set up the data fields according to your taste, but you can't customize the data shown, so you have to go with one of Suunto's options. Being able to choose the stats shown during a run is such a basic thing that I find it borderline outrageous Suunto has not included this feature. The Suunto 7 falls into line with most smartwatches by offering a day of battery life, 2 at most. I had to charge it every day, as will anyone else who uses it to track runs or other outdoor activities using the GPS, especially if you set the screen to always on during those activities. The Suunto 7 is designed to be worn everywhere and it has an attractive design. You can also swap the silicone strap for something less sporty, like a tasteful leather number. 6 stats on a screen is a good place to start here, because it's something I've wanted on a Garmin watch for some time. One of those stats can be a color-coded heart rate gauge so you can see which zone you're working in easily. It's great, and exactly what I'd hoped for when Garmin said the screen size was bigger on the new watches. All the usual staples of a Garmin are in place too. The watch uses American GPS, Russian GLONASS and European Union Galileo satellites to get a fast lock at the start of your run and then track it accurately. It's easy to create and load structured workouts on the watch, and you can also sync over full training plans from the Garmin Coach feature in Garmin Connect. The navigation features are also top-notch. The Fenix 6 Pro can create looped routes for you when in a new place based on distance and direction, or you can just head off into the unknown and get it to work out a route home on the fly once you've had enough of exploring. As for new features, it's Pace Pro that really stands out as something that's likely to become invaluable for many runners on race day. Pace Pro is designed to help you pace your runs to take into account the hills on your course, your overall target pace and whether you want to do the second half of your run faster. This feature sets individual split targets for each mile or kilometer of your run based on that information. For example, if you want to run a half marathon at an average of 5 minutes per kilometer, you might be told to run the first kilometer in 4 minutes 50 seconds, knowing that the second one will be 5 minutes 10 seconds because there's a hill in it. My main fear with Pace Pro was that it would be useless as soon as GPS tracking went slightly off track, which happens in pretty much every race. However, having the course loaded seemed to improve things on that front. The Pace Pro splits and distance markers in my race matched up as close to perfectly as I could expect. The same was true when I later used Pace Pro for a marathon, once again on undulating terrain.